Till that not only did Arnold Schwarzenegger say his famous catchphrase "I'll be back" in every Terminator movie, but he also said the phrase in 11 other movies including Commando, The Running Man, and Total Recall. Running Man equals original Hunger Games. Gotta watch Last Action Hero, I just rewatched it a bit ago and it's great. He said it in only half the Terminator movies. Absent from Salvation. I won't be back. In Dark Fate. She'll be back. In Rise of the Machines. Wasn't that the joke in The Expendables 2? Bruce Willis' character yells, "You've been back enough? I'll be back." Is there a compilation of all "I'll be backs"? However, in the last one, he says, "I'll not be back." Rubber Baby Buggy Bumpers. The ultimate repost by Arnie. Him and the director of Terminator discussed the phrase. Arnold thought a robot would say "I will be back." But the director thought it didn't sound cool even though Arnold was right. Did he say it in Last Action Hero? Also it's his best movie. He also yells "Get to THA Choppa" in multiple films. For some reason, one of my uncles got me Commando on VHS for Christmas when I was like 7 or something. I found out my VCR had a replay function when Arnold busts through the wall and you see the boobs. Growing up watching so many Arnold movies, it almost makes him somehow seem vaguely like family in my memories. Glad to hear he is a good guy IRL. Running Man has my favorite "I'll be back" ever. I'll be back, only in a rerun. U/Gov Schwarzenegger, can you say it on Reddit? Smiley. Please, and I mean please don't sleep on Last Action Hero. I can watch that probably more than Terminator 2. Just want to say, my favorite Arnold one-liner is "Consider this a divorce" in Total Recall. Commando has the best line just after his daughter is kidnapped. "We have your daughter, that means you have to do what we say. Right, John?" Wrong. Boom. In an elementary school class in Austria, mid-50s, the boys were choosing which composers they wanted to be in the school play. Arnold exclaims, "I'll be Bach. If you are closer to my age, you grew up watching these movies when they were released." That line was what we were waiting to hear. He was the fucking man. Still is. Maybe it was my time and place, but I feel like Commando doesn't get the credit it deserves. It's such a fun action movie. The ultimate time will be on his tombstone. I just rewatched Twins and he says the line in that movie too. This isn't entirely true. The line, or variations of, was in every Terminator movie, but they weren't all said by him. Arnold said the line in the first, the second, and fifth Terminator films. He said "She'll be back" and "I'm back" in T3 Rise of the Machines, and in Terminator Salvation it was Christian Bale who said it, and Dark Fate it was Linda Hamilton who said it. However, he said "I won't be back." Source: actual lines from scenes from each Terminator movie. Spoilers ahead for Dark Fate, you've been warned. Terminators 1 to 5, https://youtube. b/wiwql mesra 0. Dark Fate, https://youtube. b/nwhatv87euva. Dark Fate number 2, https://youtube. b/qd48gr5c1tw. So you just discovered movies today. Excellent. Now you need to watch his films and play Spot Sven. It's an easy game, you just have to keep an eye out for Sven Ole Thorsen in an Arnie film. He'll be back, https://www. youtube.com/watch, v equals pdxn 0xfqkgw and feature equals udo. bnt equals 502. Ample opportunity to say it. Kindergarten Cop. When does he say it in Total Recall? I'm a big fan of that movie and I'm not having total recall of that line in Total Recall. Also in Last Action Hero, all I remember Arnold for is, "What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. And why the cold shoulder?" I remember going to some speech Arnold Schwarzenegger was giving in NYC shortly after he became a political figure. About 30 minutes into the speech he pauses and says he needed a few minutes to go to the restroom. He turned to leave, then paused, turned back around and got close to the mic, then said I'll be back, and everybody lost it. And the last action hero. It should definitely be the epitaph on his gravestone. And twins. I'm still disappointed he didn't kill that one guy last. And only in The Running Man did someone get to have a snappy comeback, Richard Dawson said, only in a rerun. https://youtube. b/jm4fejicvog, t=40s. Kind of like Will Smith and oh hell no, in every movie. So he's recalling his running catchphrase that originates from a character who amounts to a robotic commando. Pretty sure in T3 he said she'll be back. I'll be back, Bennett. I'll be ready, John. I mean, if I'm a movie director, I'm using all his assets. And, as a Red Wings fan, Vladimir Konstantinov loved the Terminator movies. He became known as the Vladinator. He embraced it and said I'll be back after the Wings won their first cup in years at a celebratory event. He then was in the terrible limo accident that ruined his career and life days later. He shouldn't have survived, but he did. I get choked up when I think about that moment and how everyone cheered. He was ready for another cup. He was ready to keep grinding. His boys got it done for him the next season. I still have the patch they wore that said I believe in both English and Russian. There can be a lot of different things that make one feel old. But this takes the cake. The fact that what was once common knowledge, for those of us who were there, has now been pasted on TIL. James Cameron originally wrote the script as, I will be back. Cameron said a robot wouldn't say I'll but I will. Schwarzenegger did the line a few times and disliked it. He tried it I'll and Cameron conceded the argument to Schwarzenegger. #additionally. Arnold didn't even want to say the line that way. He wanted to say _ I will be back _ because he thought it would be more robotic, and James Cameron said _ look, I don't correct your acting, don't correct my writing _ and convinced him to say _ I'll be back _ and they went with that instead. He also never thought that anyone would ever repeat the line, at all. Arnold breaks down his most iconic roles in GQ interview, https://youtube. b/srksxvx as, t=8m59s. He always kept his promise. He even parodies it in Last Action Hero. Killing Gunther was both a bad movie and an absolutely amazing movie at the same time. To be fair, it's not an uncommon string of 3 words. Arnold, Killian. I'll be back. Killian, only in a rerun. Also in Expandables. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. McBain to base. Under attack by Nazi commies. Running Man fucking rules dog. Can't forget Last Action Hero. No one knew he was going to say that. He said it in Last Action Hero, but it was only Richard Dawson in The Running Man who had a comeback, and a brilliant one at that. IMHO, to Arnie's catchphrase. I'll be back. Only in rerun. Rubber baby buggy bumpers? I bet you didn't know I was going to say that. He also says it in the movie Twins. Loved when he said it in The Last Action Hero and then says, ha. Bet you didn't know I was gonna say that, and the kid looks at him and says, you always say that. Quotes could be a little off there. I was so sad when in the new Terminator he said I won't be back. Rewatched The Running Man recently. It's still fun, but there are so many forced one-liners. To be at a theater and hear him say it in another of his movies back in late 80s was the most awesome shit ever. The funny part is, it was originally a line given to him by James Cameron. But as disagreed with the line, he told JC, if I'm supposed to be a robot, I don't think I would use a contraction. I think I would say I will be back instead. JC told him to trust him and say the line as given, and the rest is history.